The next area we're going to look at is fitting cleats and adjusting cleats to your clipless mountain bike shoes. Unless you're using flat pedals, clipless is increasingly popular and the way to go for accurate control of your mountain bike and also making the maximum use of your energy. The most common system is the twin slot system you see here, developed by Shimano but used widely across all mountain bike shoes. This is a clipless pedal. As you can see, it has a set of sprung jaws on this side and another set corresponding on the other side. These basically allow you to fit a cleat to the bottom of your shoe, and that cleat, this front part of it, will fit under here, and as you stand down with the heel, that will spring this plate back and grip the reverse part of the cleat, this section that's just here, under there. And as you twist your foot sideways, heel out, that forces the sprung jaw backwards and allows you to release the foot. Okay, the first thing to do is to really think about how you ride your bike, where your feet sit on the pedals, because what we're going to try to do is figure out exactly where the best point for these cleats is to be positioned on the sole. So go and have a ride on your bike with your shoes but without the cleats fitted, just to get a sense of exactly how your feet naturally fall on the pedals. Quite often it won't be exactly the same. You might find that one foot is very slightly heel in, one might be slightly toe in or toe out, one might be exactly straight, the other might have a toe in or a toe out on it. What we're trying to do really is position the cleat under the ball of the foot. That's where most of your power is going to come through. It's extremely personal. It's a bit like having a suit fitted. You know, what suits me might not suit you. So don't be tempted to follow other people's advice or guidance. It really is a matter of trial and error yourself. Mountain biking is often a wet pastime, and obviously you've got a steel bolt fitting into a steel thread, and obviously that can have problems with corrosion. So it's a good idea to use some good quality waterproof grease, a little dab on the ends of the bolt before it goes in, and that will allow you to remove those bolts much more easily. That's now holding the cleat physically onto the shoe, but still allowing you plenty of wobble move to make your fine adjustments. Now, the next job is to replicate the amount of twist that you saw looking down at your shoe when it was on the pedal. So if you were toe in or toe out, you need to understand that the pedal doesn't move in relation to the bike, but your shoe does. So you're going to have to move your cleat either so that the centre of the front of the cleat points sort of out towards your big toe, or possibly if you're very heel out, it might point the other way. So it's pointing out towards sort of what would be your middle toe. Generally speaking, most people are fairly neutral, so it'll be somewhere in line with the central bar that splits the two cleat slots. So that's about where it should be. Give those a bit more of a tighten up. Don't go mad, don't over crank them, just enough to stop them moving. Now, it's a good idea at this point to reduce the tension on your SPD pedal. You can see here that there's a tension adjustment bolt just here. Turn it this way, clockwise to increase the tension, anti-clockwise to remove it. That's pretty much on the stop now for minimum tension. You've been for a ride around the block, you've worked out exactly where your shoe feels natural. Carefully take your foot out without disturbing the cleat in the shoe. Make any adjustments if necessary. If none are necessary, as there won't be on this one, you're free to put the turns on the cleats, on the bolts. You really want a nice tight fit in there, nice so that the socket goes right into the bottom of the bolt, and you can see there that that's a really good firm fit from this Unior Allen keys. It's a nice tight fit. You feel you could really put some leverage on there without tearing the heads. Luckily, Shimano bolts are quite strong, quite nice steel, work quite well. Some other brands of cleat bolts don't use such nice metal and can easily be torn. A torn bolt will require drilling out, which is just it's not particularly difficult, but it's time consuming and awkward, particularly when you want to go for a ride and your cleats shifted. So do those up nice and tight. Good to go. Make sure that there's nothing trapped between the cleat and the... Nope, that's all good. And that your cleat is not protruding underneath the level of the sole. Obviously you should be able to walk along on an SPD shoe without it click-clacking too badly. That is the essentials of how you fit a cleat to a mountain bike shoe. You can get far more in-depth with it. You can draw yourself lines to sort of work out where everything is. But to be honest, it's quite good to get to know how to do it by feel and understand, have a really good understanding of where your personal mechanics relate to your shoes and have it done like that.